Carly, so first off, a draw last time out against Sydney in your night round, kind of reflecting on that one through the week as a team. Looking back on the game, what went well? What are the areas that you've identified for improvement this weekend?
Yeah, I think we know as a group that we have a lot more to bring, and in that game, there's definitely a lot of areas that we had to improve on. So I think throughout this week, it has been a shorter week and a shorter turnaround, but the areas that we've had to kind of work on, we've done that through training, and so hopefully we're able to put that into practice tomorrow against Wanderers.
Well, it probably has been a couple of frustrating weeks with back-to-back draws, still, of course, undefeated across 7 games in all competitions with a new head coach, Michael Mitriciani, in the seat. Just how have you found adapting to life under him, and how's the kind of whole campaign gone from your eyes?
No, I think he's been really great. He's came in and he slotted in really well, and I know a lot of the girls are, really liking him, and we can see what he's trying to do and his tactics and everything like that. It takes time to build under a new coach, and I think that's with new players coming in as well. I know we're doing a lot of similar stuff to what we did last year, but with new players coming in and new coach as well, it just takes time to gel. And I think, a few things that have happened in the last couple of games. Obviously, we would have liked to have won and would have liked to have gotten 3 points. However, this league is, it's a lot closer this year, I think, and the teams are quite hard. We've had a few hard games, but I think we can take a lot of positives out of it and learn from it.
And obviously, having worked under Dario for the last couple of years, it seems to be a pretty similar style of play. Of course, every coach has got their own tweaks and stuff to the system they want to play, but just does that help having, kept a relatively similar style of play to what you've had for the last few years?
Oh, 100%. You look at the teams that have just built on from season to season. And I think especially in the back line, keeping a lot of similarities, even throughout the whole pitch, from the middle to the front third, we're keeping a lot of similarities. And I think it's just, you've got to build on each season, so it just makes the team stronger.
You, of course, copped an injury at a bit of a rough time towards the end of last season, but other than that, it's been a really good run for you over the last couple of years. Just how much confidence does that give you, knowing, of course, your injury history before that probably was a bit tougher?
Yeah, it was tough coming back from, but City's given me everything, I will admit. The facilities, the physios, the coaches, everyone who's believed in me, and they've got me back on the pitch. And honestly, I'm just loving training, every single day and playing week in, week out. So touch wood that stays that way. But yeah, like being out with injuries, it's taught me a lot and not to take things for granted. But I'm just absolutely loving playing and training all the time again.
And of course, that really good run of forms led to your first Matildas call up in a few years, which I'm sure is a really proud moment for you. It just must have been a really nice reward for all that hard work you've done behind the scenes over the last few years.
Yeah, 100%. That was always in the back of my mind, but my main goal was getting back out on that pitch and just playing football consistently. And like I said, training all the time, playing all the time, and whatever came from that came from that. But it is really nice. I think it came a little bit earlier than I maybe expected or whatever, but it is actually a really nice feeling, and to be able to go back in that setup, I'm very grateful.
You've touched on it a little bit there, but I'll still ask, I'm sure it's always been a goal for you to get back into that squad, but yeah, did the timing come as a bit of a surprise to you, or is it something you kind of thought you might have been pushing close towards?
No, it was a surprise, I will admit. My main focus was, I want to have a full season. And then whatever comes from that comes from that. So, to be able to get the call up at the beginning of the season, it was a huge surprise to me.
And of course, before you join camp, it's a pretty crucial game tomorrow against the Wanderers. Just what do you need to do to get back to winning ways and pick up another 3 points tomorrow?
Well, like I said, we've worked on the things I think we need to work on throughout the week. We need to fix a few things up in our final third and also all over the park. Just bring positive vibes, and then hopefully, what we've done throughout the week, what we've done throughout the past weeks, and learnt from each game, so that we know that Wanderers is going to be a tough side. I know they've had a pretty rough start, but they're going to be tough to play against tomorrow. But I think that we can go out there, and if we're all on, and we can bring home the 3 points, hopefully.
And it's, of course, your second game at Amy Park for the season, but first proper home game. You must be really excited to get back onto Amy Park and hopefully have a big City crowd in attendance.
Yeah, I think we all love playing at Amy. It's a big stadium and it's a nice stadium to play at, and also having a double header. Hopefully we'll bring in a few more people. I think that, that field, I think even away teams love playing at that, but I think, we're quite suited to that ground, and I think we're all just really excited to go out there and play at Amy again.